Hello, my name is Dimas and today I will be interpreting a literary work, which is a novel. I will be interpreting this When We Were Orphans by Nobel Prize winner in literature Kazuo Ishiguro. Despite his name, he is an American, but he was born in Japan. Okay, so I read this back in 2019, most likely. This is an old one for me, and it was very confusing because let's start with the characters first. We have Christopher Banks, which is the main character. He is a detective, quite a famous detective actually, in London, and we also have Sarah, I think was his name, Sarah Hemmings. I have my notes over here, so if you see me looking left or right side, I can't remember which side this will be on. Yeah, this is supposed to represent the romantic interest in this, but most of the novel is actually set in the past, so he has flashbacks to his childhood, and then he has a childhood friend. His name is Akira, and then he has his parents, Christopher's parents. They're not mentioned by name, so we do not know their names. But that's the weird thing about this. So in the beginning, we are in the present, but then after that, about 2/3, I would say 2/3 of the novel is set in the past as a flashback. So it is very confusing. But then in the last one, when I first read it, I thought he time traveled, but no, it's just not mentioned how he got to where he was at the end. So I will go through I will shorten the plot. So he grows up. He grew up in a settlement in Shanghai, China. So, but then his parents got supposedly kidnapped, and then he was sent to London, where he grew up. He grows up and then becomes the renowned detective. But then he is still stuck in the past. In his mind, he is still trying to solve his parents' case, which is why we have so many flashbacks. And then at the end, he returns to Shanghai, where in the present day there's a war going on. And then he found out at the end, this is spoilers, but he found out in the end that his parents are long gone. Of course, they were kidnapped when he was a child. He went back, his parents are long gone, but his mother actually lived quietly. His mother was fine, not tortured, not killed like he thought, not even imprisoned. She just lived quietly, released supposedly. So, and then at the end, the very end, he realized that his whole life's mission is just an illusion that he made up. So, it's quite depressing actually. But it has his comedic moments. And then talking about Akira is it highlights the difference between his culture and Akira's. Akira is a Japanese name, but so he is Japanese, but he also lived in Shanghai. They were neighbors. So yeah, I think this shows the perspective of colonialism, where I assume back then China was a colony of a Western nation, which is why they thought I assume the Japanese and the Westerner, which is Christopher here, thought that they are a little bit above the local populace. And then Sarah, back to Sarah. She is supposedly the main romantic interest in the novel, but in the end, Christopher rejects her. He did not want to be with her, which shows that he is a serious man. He values his life's mission over everything else, including his own present happiness. So, and also with the flashbacks, I think it's more a selective memory. It's unreliable. We do not know, because it is memory. We do not know if he's remembering it wrong or anything like that. We just know what he remembers. And then I saw here I put down some notes. Charles Sanders Peirce and later Karl Popper developed what's called fallibilism, the idea that human beliefs and perceptions are always uncertain. So if you make a story based on memory, it's bound to be vague, because memory is supposed to be uncertain. It's not a fact. So his memories, Christopher's memories of Shanghai, of his childhood, are flawed. So in the flashbacks, he framed it as him being a hero, or he's a main character supposedly in his vision, but it might not be the truth. And also here we have Immanuel Kant, which is the Kantian deontology, is the theory that moral duty should be guided by rational principles, like Christopher believing that his duty was saving his parents even 20 years later. Even by then, you would think that it is irrational, because it's been 20 years. They are most likely, if they were actually kidnapped, they are most likely dead. But even when it becomes irrational, he didn't believe that, and he still chose to pursue it because he believes it was his duty. Also we have the flashbacks occur randomly. So it's for example, we are going through a story and then he has flashbacks about a different story. So this, I think, in this novel symbolizes that his memory is fragmented. Maybe his line of work is being a detective. I would assume he has some traumatic experiences, and then, which is why his memory is fragmented. Whatever he's experiencing in the present, he keeps going back to his childhood, where in his happy place, I assume. And then lastly, we have a theory by Sigmund Freud, which is psychoanalysis, which is whatever childhood trauma you have, like his parents being kidnapped, it would shape what you become as an adult. Yeah, I think that's... it is set in Shanghai in the early 1900s, and then in London during the war period. There's a war in here. It's not fully based on reality, but it is possible. And yeah, I think that's all for me. This was When We Were Orphans by Kazuo Ishiguro, and thank you.